There is a version of you that nobody in your current life has ever met. A version that existed behind a closed door, behind a smile that was holding back a scream, behind a yes that meant please stop, behind a calm face that was doing math on how to survive the next hour. Nobody saw that version. Nobody was in the room. Nobody held your hand through it. You got through it alone, and then you walked back into the world and acted like nothing happened, and you were so convincing that everybody believed you. Everybody except one person. One person who is looking at you right now, not at the version you show the world, but at the version underneath it, and they are completely, irreversibly, bone deep gone for that version specifically. Not the polished you, not the put together you, the survived it you, the one with the invisible scars and the steady hands and the eyes that have seen things they never talk about. That is the version that has them losing sleep. That's what's coming through today. Okay, so I literally had to stop what I was doing to record this because the energy on this one is not playing around. I'm Stella Love Tarot with Stella. Subscribe if you're new because we stay busy around here. Real quick, only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know how we do. Now, let me get into this because, oh my gosh, I have been waiting to tell somebody this all day. So let me talk about you. And I'm going to be direct because that's the only language you respect. You don't like being handled. You don't like when people tiptoe around you. You don't like soft, vague reassurances that sound like greeting cards. You want truth, even when truth is uncomfortable, especially when truth is uncomfortable. Because you've been lied to by people who claim to love you and you survived that too. So at this point, dishonesty is just noise and you can hear it from 3 rooms away. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. You went through something, and I'm not going to name it because it's yours and it lives in a room inside you that you don't open for strangers, but I can feel the shape of it. It was not a single event. It was a season, a long one. The kind of thing that doesn't happen to you once and leave it, moves in. It takes up residence. It rewrites the operating system of who you are at such a fundamental level that when it finally ended, when you finally got out or it finally stopped or the person finally left or the situation finally changed, you didn't celebrate, you didn't feel free, you felt nothing because nothing was all you had left after spending everything you had on surviving it. And the world expected you to bounce back. The world expected a timeline. People around you, the ones who even knew a fraction of what happened, gave you a window. 3 months, 6 months, a year. And then they got impatient. They wanted the old you back. They wanted the fun version, the light version, the version that existed before the thing that broke the light. And you gave it to them. Not because you healed. Because you learned to perform healing so convincingly that people stopped asking. And that performance became your personality. That mask became your face. And somewhere in there, you forgot what your actual face looked like without it. You genuinely do not know what version of you would exist if the thing had never happened. You have no control group, no reference point, no before picture to compare to because the before person was dismantled so thoroughly that you can't even access the memory of who they were without it feeling like a stranger's biography. You are the after. You have always been the after for as long as your current identity has existed. And you built the after so well, so seamlessly, so convincingly, so completely that nobody around you has any idea they're interacting with a reconstruction. They think this is the original. They think you were always this strong. They think calm is your default setting and not your most practiced skill. But here's the thing, and this is the thing I need you to hear more than anything else in this reading. You did not just survive that season. You were remade by it. The person standing in your body right now is not the person who existed before. That person is gone. And the person who replaced them, the you that is here today, is something that cannot be manufactured or faked or replicated. You have a steadiness that only comes from having been completely unsteady. You have a calm that only exists in people who have known real chaos. You have patience, not the polite kind, the forged kind, the kind that was hammered into shape on an anvil you didn't choose, and that patience allows you to sit in discomfort that would destroy most people. You don't panic when things fall apart because you've already lived through the worst version of things falling apart and you're still here. And that still here quality, that unshakable, quiet, I already survived, the unsurvivable energy, that is the thing. That is what has this person completely undone. Because most people's strength is theoretical. They think they're strong because they've never been tested. They walk around with untested confidence and call it resilience. Your resilience is not theoretical. Yours has receipts. Yours has timestamps and police reports and hospital bracelets and journal entries that would make a therapist go quiet. You know exactly how strong you are because you had to find out. And that certainty, that knowledge of your own floor, your own bottom, your own capacity to endure it radiates off you like heat. And this person stands near that heat and feels something they have never felt around another human being: safety. Not because you protect them, because you are proof that survival is possible. And for someone carrying their own quiet battles, that proof is more valuable than anything else you could offer them. If the initials C, L, or A mean something to you right now, hold on to that. Those letters keep coming through, and they're connected either to this person or to the chapter that forged you. Maybe both. If it hits, drop it in the comments. Now, let me tell you about this person because the energy is pressing and I need to get it out. This person is not new to attraction. They have been attracted to people before. They have wanted people before. They have even loved before in the way they understood love at the time. But what they feel when they look at you is something they have no category for. It doesn't fit in any box they've built. It's not crush. It's not infatuation. It's not the butterflies and nervousness thing they felt when they were younger. This is heavier, quieter, more permanent. It sits in their chests like a stone, not painful, but present, always present. They wake up with it, they go to sleep with it. It doesn't fluctuate with their mood or the day they're having or whether you were nice to them recently. It just exists constant, like gravity. And the thing that separates this from anything they've felt before is that they're not drawn to the version of you that everyone else sees. They're drawn to the gaps, the pauses, the places where you almost say something and then decide not to, the moments when your eyes go somewhere far away for half a second and then come back. The way you deflect compliments, not with false modesty, but with genuine discomfort. Because somewhere in that season, someone taught you that being seen was dangerous, and you still carry that lesson in your body, even though your mind knows better. They notice all of it. The flinch you think is invisible, the way you scan a room when you walk in, exits first, threats second, people third, the way you hold your phone a certain way or sit a certain way or position yourself near the door. These are not things a casual observer would ever catch. These are survivor patterns, and this person sees every single one. Not because they're trained in trauma, because they are paying a kind of attention to you that borders on sacred. I keep getting the number 4, stability, foundation, roots, and 4 is telling me that what this person feels is structural. It's not going anywhere. It wasn't built on a moment of chemistry that could fade. It was built on observation, on accumulation, on months of watching you be impossibly strong and impossibly soft in alternation and deciding somewhere along the way that this is the person, not a person, the person. And that distinction between a person they want and the person they need, that distinction changed everything in their body. Their nervous system reorganized itself around you without their permission. Yeah, that's it. And the jealousy, oh my gosh. This person's jealousy is not the normal kind. They don't get jealous of people who flirt with you. They get jealous of your past. Not the pain. They will take the pain from you in a heartbeat if they could. They get jealous of the people who were in the room during your worst moments, the people who saw you at your most broken, even the people who caused the breaking. Because those people, however terrible they were, had access to a version of you that this person has never seen. They saw you vulnerable, desperate, undone. And this person knows they may never get that access because you sealed that version of yourself inside a vault after the last person who saw it used it to destroy you. They're jealous of ghosts. They're jealous of chapters. They're jealous of a version of you that doesn't exist anymore because you killed it to survive. And they mourn that version on your behalf without telling you. They mourn the person you would have been if the thing had never happened. The lighter version. The one who trusted easily. The one whose first instinct wasn't to scan for danger. The one who could receive a compliment without dissecting it for hidden motives. They grieve that person even though they never met them. And they love the person who replaced them even more because they know what it costs to build this version from the wreckage of the last one. And they know that jealousy is irrational and they don't care. They want all of you, even the parts that are buried, even the parts that are gone, even the parts you incinerated on purpose so nobody could ever use them against you again. And here's where it gets really specific. I keep seeing this image, this person lying awake and thinking about a particular moment with you, not a romantic moment, an ordinary one. A moment where you were doing something completely normal, talking, working, existing, and something crossed your face just for a second. Some shadow, some flicker, some evidence of the thing you carry that you never name. And they saw it. And in that fraction of a second, they understood more about you than most people learn in years. They understood that you are not okay. Not in a crisis way, in a foundational way. You have built an entire life on top of something that isn't okay, and you've done it so skillfully that the structure looks solid from the outside, but they saw the foundation. Just a glimpse, just a crack in the floor that nobody else would notice. And that glimpse is the thing they think about at 2 a.m. Not your body, not your smile, the crack. The evidence that underneath all that strength is a human being who is still somewhere deep inside waiting for someone to notice that the building is standing on a fault line. For my Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Cancer viewers, this is cutting deep right now. And I keep picking up Taurus or Pisces energy on this person, someone steady, someone who moves slow on purpose because they know fast is how careless happens. Someone who would rather spend a year earning your trust than a night impressing you. That's Taurus and Pisces energy through and through, the bull who won't be moved and the fish who feels everything. And between them, they carry the exact combination of patience and emotional depth that your particular brand of guarded requires. Not everyone can love someone who survived what you survived. It takes a specific kind of person, someone who doesn't need you to perform recovery on their timeline, someone who can sit in the dark with you without demanding you turn the lights on. Someone who understands that healing is not linear and some days you're going to be fine and some days the thing is going to be right there on the surface like it happened yesterday and both versions of you deserve the same love. This person is that specific kind of person and they didn't become that kind of person by accident. They became it because something in their own life, not the same thing, maybe not even close, taught them what it feels like to need patience from someone who didn't have any. And they swore they would never be that person for someone else. I keep getting the number 8, abundance, overflow, receiving what was earned through pain. And 8 is telling me that everything you went through was not wasted. I know it felt wasted. I know there were days and weeks and months that felt stolen from you, time you'll never get back, youth you spent surviving instead of living, energy you poured into staying alive, that should have gone into building a life. But 8 is telling me that the deficit is about to be corrected, not repaid, corrected. The universe doesn't do refunds. It does recalibrations. And your recalibration is in motion right now. Something in your financial life or your career or your creative work, something you've been quietly building in the margins of your survival is about to produce a result that shocks you. Not because you don't deserve it, because you stopped expecting good things a long time ago, and receiving them now is going to require you to rebuild the part of you that knows how to accept. Now drop everything if this is landing. If you felt that in your body, comment they see the foundation below. Like this video, subscribe if you're not already, and tell me who this is about because I read every single comment and this reading is not playing around. I keep getting the number 11 awakening alignment mirrors appearing. And 11 tells me this person is a mirror, not a mirror of your pain, a mirror of your strength. They see in you the version of resilience they wish they had. They see someone who took the worst possible hand and played it so well that nobody at the table even knows the game was rigged. And they admire you. Not in a casual, oh, that's impressive way. In a reverent, this person is built from different material. I am standing in the presence of something extraordinary way. You intimidate them. Not because you're trying to, because survival at your level creates an aura that people can feel whether you want them to or not. You walk into a room and you bring a weight with you, not heaviness, gravity. The room reorganizes around you because you are the most real thing in it and everyone can sense it even if they can't name what they're sensing. And physically, because this is pushing through and I can't hold it back, this person is attracted to you in a way that is directly connected to what you've been through, not in a fetishizing your pain way, in a your body carries the story and I can read it way. They notice the tension you hold in your shoulders, the way your jaw tightens when someone says something that triggers a memory you filed away, the way your hands get still, completely still when you're processing something internally that nobody else knows is happening. They've studied you the way someone studies weather, reading the atmospheric pressure of your body, knowing when a storm is building behind your eyes, even when your face shows clear skies. And that level of physical attunement is not attraction, it's devotion. It's the body's way of saying, I will learn this person's entire language, including the parts they don't speak out loud. And here's what they imagine when they think about being with you. They don't imagine the first kiss. They don't imagine the confession. They imagine the first time you trust them with a story you've never told anyone. They imagine sitting somewhere quiet, a car, a couch, a bed at 3 a.m. when the world is asleep and you starting a sentence you've never finished before. They imagine the weight of your voice changing, getting lower, getting real in a way that's different from your everyday real. And they imagine not flinching, not gasping, not saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry, just listening, being the container, being the first person you ever told who didn't make your pain about their reaction to it, not crying, not making it about themselves, not saying, I can't believe someone did that to you in a way that centers their shock instead of your experience, just being there, solid, present, letting the words land where they land without trying to clean them up or repackage them into something more comfortable. That is their deepest fantasy. Not physical, emotional, being trusted with the thing you've been carrying alone. And they would wait years for that moment if they had to. I keep getting the initials W and K connected to what comes next. And the number 22 master builder. Something is being constructed, not rushed, built with intention and patience and the kind of care that only someone who understands fragile things would bring. This person knows you're not fragile. You're the opposite of fragile. You're the thing that survived what should have shattered it, but they know that the trust required to let someone in after what you've been through is the most fragile thing you carry. And they will handle it accordingly. And here's what's about to happen. This person is going to say something honest. Not a confession, not a grand declaration, something small and devastating. Something that tells you, without telling you, that they've been watching, that they know, that they see what nobody else has seen. It might sound like nothing to someone overhearing it, but you'll know. Your body will know before your brain processes it because your body has been scanning for safety signals for years, and this is going to register as the first genuine one. And in that moment, you're going to have a choice, the same choice you always have. Seal it, deflect, redirect, perform the version of fine that keeps everyone comfortable, or, and this is the option that terrifies you, let the mask slip for 1 second and see what happens when someone catches a real glimpse and doesn't run. They won't run. That's what I'm getting so clearly. It's almost physical. They will not run. And I know that sentence hits different for you than it would for most people. Most people hear they won't run and they think, oh, good. You hear they won't run and your entire chest contracts because everyone runs. Everyone has always run. Or worse, they stayed and made you wish they'd run. So hearing that someone will stay is not comfort for you, it's a dare. It's an invitation to believe something your body has been trained to reject. But I need you to sit in it anyway, just for a second. Let the possibility exist. Not as fact yet, just as possibility. They won't run, and here's what I want to leave you with. The version of you that survived that season, that version is not your shame. It is not the thing you hide. It is not the locked room in the house of yourself that you keep the door closed on and hope nobody ever finds. That version is your power. That version is the reason you can hold space for other people's pain without collapsing. That version is the reason your love, when you finally give it, means more than most people's love will ever mean. Because your love was tested before it was given, it was refined. It was stripped of everything fake and everything performative and everything that only exists when conditions are comfortable. What's left, what you carry, is love that works in the dark. Love that functions during emergencies. Love that doesn't leave when things get ugly because you already know what ugly looks like and you stayed anyway. You are not damaged goods. You are not a project. You are not someone who needs to be fixed before you can be loved. You are the most finished version of a person that this person has ever encountered. Finished by fire. And they know it, and they are not going anywhere. Okay, I need you to go receive this now. Stop hiding the version of you that got through it. Stop acting like survival is something to be ashamed of. It is the most impressive thing you have ever done, and someone finally sees it. If this hit you today, like this video right now, share it with someone who survived something nobody knows about. Subscribe because I am always in here dropping something for you. And comment below because I read every single one. Tell me what chapter forged you. Tell me who sees the foundation. I want to know. Okay, go. I love you. Bye.